Would you mind explaining the Ouija board incident? Or...
No, I'll talk about it. So in 7th grade, this is the Ouija board incident. I have been experiencing the paranormal since I was born, basically.
Can you tell me about what happened when you first realized that that was what was happening?
When I first realized, I guess, like, I always knew that it was well, I kind of confused it as being religion at first because my family grew up, like, Christian, but I guess the first time I was like, oh, this is probably just supernatural on its own was when I had my Ouija board incident for the first time, and that was in 7th grade. I was friends with 2 other girls, April and Jess. And one night, April bought a Ouija board, and the 2 of them were alone, and they used it, and they said that they contacted somebody named Ellen, and she was really nice, and she was, like, some sort of, like, angel or spirit or whatever. And I was like, okay. Like, at first I was like, I don't think that's... I wasn't there, so, you know, Ouija boards are fake, whatever. I came the next time. They said I couldn't touch the board because I wasn't there the first time, and they always had to ask Ellen if I was allowed to enter the room. And then for the next couple weekends, for about like 2 months, every Friday we would play with the Ouija board and we would talk to Ellen. I believe she was real and that they weren't doing it on purpose because of the fact that everything that the board told us came true, and it was all stuff that they could not know. Like, I asked about my dad's high blood sugar stuff, and she was right about, like, the next time he would have an incident or something. She was right about everything, so there was no way that it could be fake. We even, like, tested it, too, with, like, dumb shit. Like, what would happen tomorrow if, like, you know, I didn't go to school? Like, easily, traceable, I guess, like, to figure out. And then one day, that was when I was like, oh, this is fun, like, spiritual things are real. But then I got the negative side of that really quick because we took the board and did it somewhere else. When you take a Ouija board and bring it somewhere else, you are giving the board access to other spirits that inhabit that location. And I did not know that at the time because I was not educated in what I was dealing with. And when we opened the board, we expected Ellen to be there. But instead, we got a little boy named Edward, who, you know, just was being really chaotic and weird, and he was like, yeah, I, like, got into a car accident, and that's why I'm, like, here now, because I died outside. We were like, oh, that's scary and fun. But ever since we opened the board with him there, he was attached to the board for the rest of the time. So even when we went back to the original location we started in, Ellen was being blocked by him. We came to realize that he was, in fact, a demon, and everything he said was a lie. Through the board, he would say really gross things to us, and he threatened my parents at one point. And then it got so bad because we were using the board so much that April and Jess, they would put their hand on the wall and it would just move like this. Like, he would be moving them at all times of the day. Like, they couldn't sit still. So he grew an attachment to the 2 of them outside of the board, which is extremely dangerous. I started seeing him at night in my room in shadow forms. So that's when we knew that this was really out of hand. We had to I went to my family psychic, talked to her about it. We had to burn the board. We had to, like, salt everything. It was a big deal at the time. And that was when I discovered that things can go wrong.